and closed the door and left me blinded by the light. Oh, don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always someone else I see. Just allow a fragment of your life to wander free. Oh.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Sweep. I'm your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, the marvelous Marla the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
We have a question for you. Did you know that on this day in 1992, George Michael and Elton John went to number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me?
I did not know that.
Well, now you know. It was also a number 1 in the U.K.
Well, there you go. I'm not surprised by that.
Nor am I, considering both of them.
Yeah, considering both of them are Brits, yeah.
Also, all proceeds from the single went to AIDS charities.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love their version of that song.
Me too.
It's funny, because I don't know if I got introduced to it, but, like, I heard it a lot. I used to work at a pharmacy, and they used to play that song, like, pretty regularly. It was, like, pretty regularly on the music lib. And I was like, yeah, every time it came on, because it would be, like, the applause, and then, I love the part where George Michael's like, Mr. Elton John, and the whole crowd's like, like, everyone just, like, loses their mind.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I was saying to you when we were recording, I guess just after I had done the vocals for that track, that I really want, shout out to Chris Harvey from The Marvels, everybody. If you've not heard about them, check them out. They're a Toronto group, and they're like Motown, and anyway, they're wonderful. Chris is wonderful. So I was saying to you that I so badly want to do the song with Chris because, so first of all, George Michael's all the fuck over the place, right? He almost Joe Cockers his performance of this, if you ever watched the live performance of Elton John and George Michael doing this song. And so he's kind of like, whatever, he's all over the place. And Elton's just kind of standing there just like, I'm just singing the fucking song. And that's kind of both our methods of singing, too. Like, I mean, Chris doesn't Joe Cocker his way through things, but he moves. Like, he really moves, and I'm really kind of a stationary person. I'll move with the music, but, like, I don't make a big show of it. And and vocally, all the George Michael, all the extra shit he does at the end where he just, which we don't do in this, but, and he just like goes between each line. So like Elton will deliver the actual melody and then he'll just pick up and do like this crazy thing between, and then Elton come back and all that back and forth. I think Chris and I would do rather well together. And even if we didn't and it sucked, I still want to do it with Chris because I think it'd be just a fun time. So whether or not we do that at the cottage or next time I visit you in Toronto or whatever, Chris, just be ready to George Michael the fuck out of that song with me, okay?
I really look forward to hearing that. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. Anyway, that was on this day in 1992. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me was a number 1 hit. But on this day in 2020, we're bringing it back to a band that we actually started this podcast with.
Yeah, we are plugging our good friends, our boys, Lakehouse. They are playing a gig at Lee's Palace in Toronto. And it's a bunch of guys on the roster. It is, so Napoleon is the headlining act for the night. And there's also Late Kings and Sweater Puppies are the other two bands that are playing as well. So, it doesn't say what time everybody's going on. But,
well, doors are at 8, so
yeah,
show up.
Show up at 8 because you probably want to see all these bands anyways. I'm assuming they're all fairly talented.
And get a seat.
Yeah, exactly. That too. But yeah, no, I listened to some of Napoleon stuff, and you guys are awesome. You sound great. They have sort of like a punky, rocky kind of feel to their music, which is awesome. But yeah, Lakehouse are doing a show. I know they did one, I think, like, somewhat recently, but I know it's been a while since their former drummer spontaneously combusted, so they were
for a drummer for a while.
Yeah,
it's been a bit that they've they've had a drummer for some time now.
Oh, that's true, right? Yeah.
But yeah, their original drummer, Callum, who's actually a really cool dude. Anyway, he in classic Spinal Tap fashion spontaneously combusted and/or was abducted by aliens. So, whoops. But anyway, they're going strong now, and they're playing gigs, and just it makes me realize that we should probably do some grocery shopping at Food Basics. But anyone who knows Lakehouse will understand that reference. If not, then look them up to understand that reference.
Just listen to our very first podcast.
Yes, or listen to our very first podcast.
Yeah.
Seriously, episode number 1.
Episode number 1, and then see how far we've come.
Quite a ways.
Quite a ways.
And now full circle, because now we're almost at episode 100 with the daily sweeps, and we've got more than 100 episodes between the Swept Up interviews and the Swept Up Sundays and the single sweep Saturdays and all that stuff. And we're talking about Lakehouse again.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fantastic. Also, it just makes me think that it's a good idea to be living for today. Ba 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 da 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 da. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. It's another Lakehouse song, by the way, in case you're wondering what the fuck we're doing. But yeah, so check out Lakehouse. They're a kick-ass band, and considering they're a 3-piece, it's awesome. Wonderful what they do. Yeah.
So yeah, it's $12 at the door, which is pretty decent for 4 bands. So go check those guys out. Yeah. Give all those bands some love.
Lee's Palace tonight at 8.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go see Napoleon. You thought he was dead, but he's back in the form of a band.
He's back in the form of a band.
Oh, mon Dieu.
And not a barbecue company.
That's right, yeah. That's correct.
There will be no grilling at this concert, I don't think.
I don't know. You don't know what Lee's Palace is serving.
Yeah, that's true.
But,
I'm going to say, I'm thinking, like, on stage, though. Like, I'm assuming they won't have, like, a barbecue.
Kind of interesting.
It would be interesting.
That'd be like some white cowbell Oklahoma shit.
Yeah.
Where, Tyler would have his fireworks going, like his flamethrower rocking and a chainsaw going down on a grill, like cooking up massive steaks and then like throwing them at the audience.
You just like open the barbecue and the flames are like, and they shoot up like 3 feet in the air.
Yeah, All right, well, that being said, go to Lee's Palace tonight. Go check out Napoleon and Lakehouse and company. And that is our daily sweep for the day. And as always, we'll be back tomorrow to sweep something else out from underneath the proverbial rug.
We'll see you guys later.
But losing everything is like the sun going down on me. But losing everything is like the sun going down on me.
Like and subscribe. Please. I like you. I subscribe to you. So do us a favor and like and subscribe. Just fucking do it.